Hey everybody, I'm Seamus.
I am Chris.
I'm Root Sky.
And I'm Josh. We're
Alright,
not...
we're coming down to the beginning of the middle of the end.
We're not down,
Thank
which
you.
makes me sad.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching this at some point in time, not the approximate point in time of us recording this, the new DLC just came out that allows you to play as the Assassin Dowd. You may remember this is the guy that Josh failed to petulantly throw a bottle at as he spared the life of him a couple minutes ago. So,
Well, I
of the DLC?
I also jumped on his head. You can't just leave that out.
True.
That...
So the upshot of the DLC is...
It's
better
way better
powers.
than this game.
Yeah, I sort of saw that one coming. We all kind of did.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, what a surprise! A voiced protagonist with an interesting shtick.
this game plays well. I just a lot of the changes they made in Knife of Dunwall, especially with the changes to Blink, are probably for the better.
Yeah.
They got rid of some of the more easily cheesed powers like Possession, added some cool new powers and weapons, a lot of new weapons, especially for stealth runs. They did a lot, and it's pretty cool. You should pick it up.
Oh, there those guys are.
They left it paste, scattering like insects.
I was wondering
where
where the
are we?
fuck
Where-
all of the Weepers went. Oh, what the...
Thank you, Empress. That was a great contribution.
Yeah, I thought I had Blink out, and I didn't.
Gotta stop wearing your heart on your sleeve, yeah.
Just use a gun.
Listen to your heart when it's calling to you.
So, yeah, I do have to drop into the sewers. I remember this now, okay.
Yeah, we're actually seriously coming towards the part of the game. Things kind of got broken for me at this point because, for one thing, I've been playing the game a lot recently, and I was getting tired of the sort of stealthy mode that I was going through. And I just unlocked Bend Time 2 that freezes time entirely, as
Oh, are you
well demonstrated. And the thing about that is, it really breaks the game. Like, I actually got to the last level of the game just by stopping time, running, taking a mana potion, stopping time, running, taking a mana potion. And I never actually got into a single combat at the very end.
Which is a valid way to play. It's just cripplingly boring, but then so is the normal stealth way.
Yeah, but it was cripplingly boring and it took less time. I don't know, there's something about a game where the ideal solution is also, like, a really boring one to do.
Where the best solution is to play the game as little as possible and skip as much of it as possible.
You put it well. Wow, do we
Yeah.
have a pistol upgrade?
Most of them.
I counted 4 shots right there. I've never upgraded pistols.
Get real tight of your shit, River Crusts!
It does kind of bug me that there's no way to reload your pistol after, like, 1 shot or 2 shots. I always hit R to reload instinctively and take a health potion. Which,
Yes.
just love it when I accidentally squander
which kind of
resources
excellent.
attempting to do something in a game. I mean, I'm not playing the games.
Oh man, this is a hey, we named all our months differently. Now here's the okay, so
And this is a puzzle that would be
Wind.
really straightforward for somebody who actually lived in this world.
yeah, I'd be like, hey, here's what it is: wind, seeds, ice. Okay, so wind, seeds, ice. So
Imagine if you
5,
found like a
2,
note that secretly contained a puzzle, which was like, My favorite, like, January was a good girl's name. Groundhog Day takes place in February. And then it's like 12 is the password. Like, you would just look at that and you'd be like, this is some dumb Encyclopedia Brown bullshit.
Oh, I finally have them move slightly faster in stealth.
Wow, that'll be a real nice boost of speed we'll experience once every half hour.
I gotta say, am I playing the game wrong? That, like, all of these charms that do stuff like when you drop attack people, always, like, even when I was playing on lethal playthroughs, it's like, drop attacks don't ever really happen. That's so situational.
No,
Yeah,
no,
when you're-
no, they are
Get it
so
by
powerful.
jumping on top. Oh, what the fuck? What?
Well, okay, but let's
What?
assume we weren't
How
playing...
many river crusts was that?
All of them, I think.
River crusts, John.
Remember all those horrible parts of Thief where you would have to go through, like, not sneaking around and instead had to deal with zombies, but you couldn't really fight them adequately because it was a stealth game? Let's keep that part of the game for no reason, said all of the Dishonored developers.
Although, actually, I gotta admit, I didn't think that was particularly... I played Thief for the first time recently. I didn't think that was as bad as people made it out to be.
Oh man, that really was a mood killer for me. The wandering around lost and being harassed by zombies, where you just sort of leave behind the stealth, and it feels frustrating. And the temptation is to just save the game and then run around like a crazy person and figure out where you're supposed to go and let them gnaw your bum off, and then reload the game and do it right.
It was better in Thief 2 where they were sort of a passive menace at parts of levels, like in the prison.
Yes.
But as levels unto themselves, they were pretty terrible. I also did
Well-
not take anything like this way when I did this level, by the way.
No, I haven't seen this stuff either.
How the hell did you get
I might have gone this way
I
or
went
might
down
not
the
have.
main
Honestly,
corridor.
this was... I
There's
wouldn't
a main
exactly call this the
corridor?
most memorable part of the video game Dishonored experience.
You didn't go down like the main corridor and then see the shanty town or whatever it is run by the people
Nah.
who are about to be weepers.
Nah, you see that after I leave.
I'm
I guess,
going to
yeah.
boil
Okay.
off the nasty fat and sinew and carve a pretty song.
No, not this. This is
yeah.
the thing with Granny Rags. This is what I never saw. The other scene with Granny Rags where she's gonna eat not Skullface. What's his name?
Slackjaw.
Quiet now.
Slackjaw,
Whatever.
skull face?
Oh, I never saw this. What's going on here?
You
She's
guys
gonna
never saw
cook and
this?
eat.
What?
Why?
There's two ways. There are two ways you can go through this level. The way Josh just went, or the way that takes you to like the Weeper Collective town that bypasses all of this. And I never went this way.
I think I screwed up. Yep, this is the fucked up part.
I never had this fight. I didn't have to do this.
You're kind of awful. I don't understand how... I only played through the game a total of 1 times, but I apparently know more about the way the levels are laid out than everybody else
I
here.
didn't know this either.
Well,
but
we just
well,
saw
actually, I
different
didn't-
stuff than you.
Yeah,
I
like,
knew this
how did you
existed. I
guys
just
not
never
see
saw it
this?
myself. Like I
How
was
did
saying,
you guys
there's a
not see
separate way
this?
through the level. Like there's a separate way that does not go through here at all. There's like an ellipsis. The path branches, and eventually it comes back together. But here you have
See,
to go a different
I
way.
fucked
and-
up the
oh my God, that's a lot of
conversation,
rest.
so I wanna do this
So-
again here.
Holy crap!
This is actually one question I've been thinking about as I've been writing a game, which is
Of course, Granny Rags has to be
if
the
you've
only
got
one ever noted.
an option between a game where the paths diverge and go to genuinely new content, or if you take one path, you might just arbitrarily miss some cool content, but meh.
Pretty song.
What do you guys think about that? Like, which do you think is better?
Depends on the game and the. I mean,
Quiet
in a
now.
game that seems to have precious little content, I kind of resent missing out on some of it. But if a game feels kind of full and rich and open, then you don't worry about it. You think, hey, I'll get that on the next time through. So for me, it's kind of situational.
Nice.
If it's a game with varied mechanics, like with different leveling, like I know I'll play this again because wow, I could try different powers, then I don't mind so much. If it's just like a shooter, then I'd be like, Oh, I don't want to do this again just to see that side hall.
I'm actually running into a difficult situation because
So you want to
there's that one
cook,
scene in Bioshock Infinite I want to see again, but the problem is
so
I
you
started
want
to do
to
playthrough.
cook up a slackjaw stew so you can get to his bones. That sounds pretty awesome. Just one problem, Granny.
Not going to help.
Just
them
one
well,
slight
huh?
problem I have with that, and that's that cannibalism is a waste of a perk!
Oh, Mumbles is not gonna like this episode.
There's a camera on the door. It's her. Destroy it with the furnace.
Oh.
On books, it's the only way to get rid of her forever.
So, we have rejected the Granny Stew proposition.
Yeah.
Now.
What was she offering? Just another room?
Save him? He's not
Probably. I don't know. Here we go.
Why did she really need your intervention in this situation? Is there an option for just do whatever the fuck you want? Go over that way?
Pretty much. You don't have to fight.
that you were a fool.
Alright, where is this,
Now you'll see
cameo? What's a cameo?
for him.
I actually have no
Something
fucking
like
idea what a cameo is,
charm
but
or-
apparently
I don't
it's
know.
that.
Granny
It's a really bad
Rags!
Rare game.
No, that's Slackjaw. No, Slackjaw, what are you doing?
I actually knew someone in a cameo once. Oh yeah, you go Slackjaw.
This is awful.
He's going to stick her ass. Her ass is going to be stuck. He's gonna be like, oh no, my ass. It's what the fuck does that mean?
Oops. Slackjaw.
Really, I wish you'd written this. I wish you'd written this dialogue, Red Scar.
What's wrong? Can't you find
This is the
No.
dumbest like bark in combat I can recall is from Alan Wake. Just I got so mad during that segment where like she was yelling stuff like, keep firing! Don't stop shooting! What did you honestly? What were you honestly afraid the player is going to do?
will die, and I'll carve spells into your ribs.
I don't know, Susan Sarandon just does not seem very threatening.
At my command.
Or very old for
doesn't.
somebody named Granny Rags.
Granny Rags never seems to like like her shtick is
there we
not
go.
actually all that scary is the problem. She doesn't sound very like someone named Granny Rags who's like this horrible old like crone should sound really terrifying.
Oh, wow. That's
Because
kind
at the end of the day, if you're talking about as opposed to in like if you're talking as in opposition to like some
Fortunately,
big thug,
Slackjaw also died, so we get no reward.
how the fuck did Slackjaw die?
He got eaten by rats because he decided to come fight with us. In retrospect, it probably wasn't a great idea to let him out of the fucking prison.
In retrospect, it probably wasn't.
Probably not.
Now I need to play through this game again. I really need to play through this game again, I think.
Anyway, but in opposition to like an obvious threat with like some big guy, a granny is pretty much the most terrifying, like ambiguous threat you could have. Like just this really super old lady.
Out of those flooded ruins,
Nothing scary.
winding your way back to the pub where you last saw Emily.
Blah blah blah
Where is
blah
she
blah 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 blah
How
blah
does it
blah.
feel
For fuck's sake, nobody
You are
cares.
betrayed you?
Is this a dead end?
Strange
Like, does it
how
make you
there's
go back
always
through
a
the
little
Weeper Town?
left to lose.
You know,
No.
get this way better. Like this, how does it like feel? How does it feel like playing through motions thing?
You had him.
Icarus
in the palm of your
from
hand,
from Deus Ex.
and you
He did
let
the same sort of detached, like not quite human shtick, like asking like a body, how does this make you feel? I mean, like he's trying to understand you, but it really just came off as strange and alien. And this guy's so fucking boring.
If his dialogue was way shorter, like if he just popped up, had a more interesting voice that felt dangerous or unhinged, and he just asked a quick question, that would be so much better. You know what? We could have made all our commentary on the 1001 ways to improve The Outsider. I mean, there's no end.
Right now, I'm gonna propose random outsider proposition number 368. The outsider speaks only in rhyming couplets.
So it
This
is
is
basically
Weeper
a
Town.
very small optional cul-de-sac. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is the town I thought you go through.
This isn't Weeper Town if you're low chaos.
It is definitely Weeper Town if you're high chaos. These people are alive
I suppose
otherwise,
that makes sense.
but apparently that's how everyone ends up missing the Granny Rag stuff, is that it's this really tiny little cul-de-sac that you have to go through that little vent to get to.
There is actually a way to get to Granny Rags from here. I didn't even know that.
Well, on the way in, the way you did it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. See, that's the only way that I knew about, and you guys are talking about, like, finding it a different way.
Well, you just go straight. If you don't go through that little vent that you went through, you can just keep going.
Watch your health, John.
Yeah, I got it.
Don't get cocky, kid.
No, fucking hagfish.
Of course, whenever I warn you to heal, you were already like low on health, so what's the point? Man, them piranha poodles. Really need to not get killed by those fish all the time, Josh.
Yeah, that would be
Is there a bone charm that makes the fish leave you alone?
for fuck's sake.
Is there a bone charge that makes a bone charm that makes the fucking river crust leave you
charge.
alone? Because I would trade all of my bone charms for that one.
You know, I was watching a thing about Bioshock Infinite, and I do have to note the eating sound here is way better than the eating sound in Bioshock Infinite.
I don't remember what it is in Bioshock Infinite.
In Bioshock Infinite, when you eat, it gives you health, and because it gives you health, it does that mechanical
Hostiles killed
noise.
36.
Oh yeah, like
Sounds
you're
like-
injecting.
Right, all the
You're like
dots,
you're injecting a hypo.
I missed
Like,
another
Sounds like you're
painting of
cracking
Marsh.
open a. Sounds like you're cracking open a fresh carbonated like can of pineapple, or can of hot dog.
Gross.
Best ingestion noise is a can of hot dog is totally gonna be the
no.
depths of them. But no, the best ingestion noise is the weird like exaggerated gulp you make when you drink booze in Baldur's Gate.
He seemed sure
This
he
is my
could
favorite
survive.
NPC right
I
here.
saw
I
him
liked her.
already
She
for
seemed to be the only one
time
with a
again.
will of her own. She
All
actually
that
made a
call
little
was
safe
completely
house outside the
I
hound
wasn't
pits.
feeling well.
She actually tells you where the
I just
key
watched
is.
from the attic.
She
The
managed
animal
to
brought his
get
cutlass.
out of danger
He
on
stuck
her
knives
own.
through the eye with it.
She didn't need you to come and save her.
Callista, he shot
You
in the
were a
back.
low chaos playthrough, right, Seamus?
Emily saw it all.
Yeah.
Havelock kept yelling.
Yeah,
So-
like her
Oh.
actions are her actions are cool. If her writing had a little more personality and her voice acting had a little more personality, she might have actually been cool. Really, the key would be to give her about a third as much dialogue, make it about 5 times better, and find someone to and give someone direction on how to read them properly.
Emily was there when the
And then she would have been a great character.
So that's interesting. If you,
lost your senses?
As it is, she's the best.
if it's
character.
high chaos, Callista dies.
Does she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the plague. She doesn't die on
Okay.
screen, but
Oh, I thought that he actually shot Callista. Like she said that he shot Callista.
oh, yeah, I confused her and
I was
Callista.
only a kid at the last coronation.
I don't know how you could confuse two of these vibrant NPCs. They are so
One of
different.
the officers said he was
Yes, the two female characters who
If you ask me,
speak in monotones and a very similar female voice, and are both at
Oh,
start with
fucking-
C. Callista and Cecilia. How could you confuse those two bland, dumb characters?
I know. Could you at least give them a different? What is this? A Sauron problem? Why are you giving them both the same first letter of their name? At least do us the favor of making one of them Callista and one of them Margaret.
So there was one of those NPCs out, like one of those groups of NPCs outside who were having like a classic, like, oh man, that guy's so scary. I heard he killed like 1,000,000 guys conversation, and I really appreciated that. In fact, even though I was playing a completely non-lethal playthrough, when they got to the part about how he could just like appear at any moment, I like teleport murdered one of them, like just for fun, and then reloaded the game.
God, every time we get involved in lethal play, this game looks so much more fun than the past 10 minutes of gameplay. Like,
Yeah,
that
seriously.
entire fight sequence Josh just did was awesome. It made him look awesome. It made the game look fun. I want to play that.
Oh look, the high chaos painting.
Oh no, it's
We
a
got- we
skull.
got
She
some
thinks you're
ruins
evil.
around here or something.
She thinks you're Skull. She thinks you're Skullbird.
Hey, they fixed all the windows.
How the fuck does she even, like, remember what that mask looks like? Does she ever really see it, except, like, the first time you see
No.
her?
Oh, you missed. How did you miss?
I missed it.
Unmiss.
Yeah, like,
gonna
how
wanna
would
go
her
to a top-
impression of you be the mask? She only saw you in the mask once, and that's the only copy of that mask that exists. So how would that really color her impression of you? Especially since she knows nothing about what you're doing.
I'm gonna be an evil empress because Josh played a video game evil once.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's real dumb. It's powerfully dumb. And that's not to say it's a bad game, it's just to say that right there, it's dumb.
Hello, whatever your name is.
This can't happen.
Cecilia.
Ah,
Will you and me and the ball next to it tonight?